I read Unashamed by Lecrae. Lecrae Devon Moore is an American hip-hop artist, songwriter, record producer, and actor. Beyond his musical achievements, he is also the co-founder and president of the non-profit organization called Reach Life Ministries. As part of Reach Life Ministries, he also has a campaign called Man Up. Its goal is to mentor urban youth on fatherhood and biblical manhood. The setting of this book is in many low-income areas, including Skyline Hills, San Diego. Skyline Hills is a very rough neighborhood filled with gang activity, including violence and addiction. Skyline Hills is also the home to the notorious gang called the Skyline Pyrus. The reason this is important to the plot is because it influences Lecrae's ideas and worldview. It was the influences of his neighborhood that brought him into the subject of rap. He learned about the survival and life's hardships as a fatherless child. Another setting is the college campus of the University of Northern Texas. This is extremely important to the book because this is where he came to faith. It was here that Lecrae found a group of people that were like him. Lecrae was awed by the performance of a Christian hip-hop group called the Cross Movement. Lecrae says that he saw guys who've been shot from being in gangs. I see rappers, dancers, and singers. I see people who came from the same background I've come from, and they still embodied who they were culturally, but they were in love with Jesus, and I have never seen this before. The main character in this book is Lecrae. The book goes through his entire life. As a young boy, he is heavily influenced by gang culture. As a child, he was scrawny and felt like he had to act tough. He would often pick fights and bully kids. He went to an arts academy during his high school years, where he said he felt like an outcast because there weren't any African American kids there. During college, he still struggled with fitting in. He was musically gifted, which wasn't socially acceptable with his friends. They thought he had to act tough to fit in. It wasn't until he found a Christian group of students that his actions started to change. He found himself changing, but he still struggled. Another supporting character in the book is his grandmother, who they called Big Mama. She was a devout Christian and spent her entire life serving and helping those in need. Her garage doubled as a food pantry, and her backyard doubled as a church. She had a major influence on Lecrae. This book is full of conflict. Some of the conflicts are fatherlessness, gang influences, abuse, addiction, theft, and his constant battle for trying to find where he lies. His uncle Chris tried to get him to join the gang called the Skyline Pyrus. He resisted and never joined that gang. His father left their family when he was really young, making him feel unwanted and abandoned. His involvement in a car accident turned his battle with all those thoughts into a surrender movement with God. The genre of this book is an autobiography because it focuses on the author's life and told from his perspective. The author's main message is how to overcome challenges and use them for good. For example, his dad left his family, so he started a ministry to teach youth in the inner city to become men. He also teaches youth how to act like a man who loves and follows after their belief systems. They can still be bold, confident, strong, and kind. This is the only book by Lecrae, but he has many award-winning albums, talks, and spoken word poetry. I love this book, but I would not recommend it for everyone. I think this book is full of controversial topics, and I would suggest getting your parents' permission before reading it. It is a good book for teens and young adults who are Christian. It's also good for someone who's dealing with or grew up in a tough neighborhood. I think it inspires people with hope and encourages people that we can be free from anything we may struggle with.
We are the odd, the outcasts, the peculiar, the strangers. And they say we don't fit in, but I say we are exactly who God created us to be.